Mack, Davis, Sharpe, Brooks, and Walton on the court right now for the Tar Heels. As they go down to the freshman, Sharpe, and he muscles his way in to get two.
Good finish from Dayron.
Sharpe able to step in that passing lane. Just the second turnover from Northeastern so far. Sharpe going to take this one from just past the free throw line and is good.
Players that scores at a high clip, and so when you come to UNC at a school like this, UNC, you play with good players as well. So trying to build that.
265. When you were at UNC, what was your playing weight? Do you remember?
He kind of fluctuated. Started the season around 250. Great move from Dayron. Nice little fake into the initial entry, and then he just needs to get more comfortable with it.
He's a freshman that it was a bit of a surprise that Roy was able to get him to come to North Carolina. Nice give and go there for the Tar Heels. Sharpe able to finish with the flush.
That's a big time. Definitely, Coach Thompson, legendary coach, done a lot of great things for Georgetown. Many great players, a lot of rich tradition, very respectful and well-deserved.
Sharpe takes the mid.
Yeah, that goes back to the way Northeastern's kind of playing UNC. As you can see their defense all down low, really concerned about the offensive rebound and the inside play.
We get a foul here.
It's his tip, I doubt it.
Love inbounding for the Tar Heels. They go with that lob to Dayron.
Oh!
He called it, but he can't get it to go.
Missed the bunny, and Dayron hates it as much as anybody.
Davis comes up with the loose ball. Tar Heels will slow things up. Down low to Brooks. Good deep position. Sharpe got that rebound. Probably should have just come down with that one instead of trying Carolina.
You always say
a little breather.
Always say you got to let the big dog eat. Talking about the bigs down low. Got to feed them when they're open.
He's also got 11 rebounds. That gives him his second double-double this year.
Defense and good anticipation from Kessler.
8 minutes tonight for Kessler. 5 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist as Sharpe.
Great roll by Sharpe.
Second half. Davis off the screen.
Bank
Kessler
it.
thought about it, gives it down low to Sharpe instead. He battles through the double team and gets the easy hook.
Great move. Great position for Dayron, kind of sealing his man down low.
Sharpe, Kessler, McAdoo out there right now for North Carolina. Strong, Kubrilo, Telfort, Waga, Stuka.
Sustained excellence and playing when you're getting everybody's best shot. And it's not just the big guy's best shot. You're getting the best shot from every program that you can look at them on.
Too. I mean, you're always driving into length. They're so big on the perimeter, so long. Dayron Sharpe, tip back out by Brooks. Gray, everything but the finish on the drive. They don't have Koprivica or Engam, the 7-footers out there. Sharpe running the floor hard, and it's a 4-point lead for the Heat.
Good pin in. Good screen by R.J. Davis to get an opportunity for Walton on the wing.
And a mismatch down low. Polite got caught on Sharpe, and Sharpe made
better offense. It's all connected. That because of their defense improving, their offense has been much better.
Not this time for Sharpe. Barnes all around. Again, 4 to shoot. Sharpe.
That is not what North Carolina wanted. Well, they've taken mostly jump shots, but, you know, Virginia Tech again with that little low cross screen, and that was just way too easy to give up a layup. Really nice play there to get Dayron Sharpe a lob. Baseline. You know, that's like the 3rd or 4th layup that Virginia Tech has against this Carolina defense because they're moving the big guys around so they can't protect the rim. And then they've gotten layups. Has Virginia Tech gotten in this first half.
Wabisa Beatty's now got 5 assists in the game, but there's Carolina beating Carolina. Sharpe on the glass in the lead, swatted by Baycott. And here comes Love. Sharpe can't finish it. Virginia Tech ball.
Well, he was trying to avoid a tech. Now, what is in the water in the Big South? They've produced some players.
Averaging 9. He's got 17 tonight, and there's an easy tip in for Sharpe.
North Carolina, if they can get him the ball.
They surround Sharpe. Love is open for 3. Baycott on the weak side.
That is the
So tonight, he and Radford are the reason why Virginia Tech still got a fighting chance right now. Sharpe blocked. Aluma.
that spin repertoire. You remember when we first saw him? He was at UConn.
Yep.
We were in Maui, and remember Kevin Ollie saying he's going to be a pro.
Sharpe spins around Durham and lays it in. You got to think it's imperative that Durham stays on the floor.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is with so many big bodies, you can just send body after body at Durham, and he could have picked up a foul there. Obviously, it wasn't a foul, but could have picked up one. And Day'Ron Sharpe, these guys are already playing.
Any rebounding stat you can find, they're right up there near or at the top.
Yeah, their offensive rebounding, they're #1 in the country. Second is Houston. And there you see Day'Ron Sharpe just coming to the ball right around the ace.
Love and Davis, an all-freshman backcourt. Sharpe back in there, spins around Durham and lays it in.
Got him isolated in the low post, had a little.
Sharpe guarded by Leshevsky. Goodwin comes down to help. And
Kentucky. Yeah. They had a shot to win the game. And I believe the Elite Eight.
Yes. Sharpe inside again. He's just too strong.
You just can't deny him that position. Huddle.
Armando Bacot with 8 offensive rebounds in this game right now. Nice turnaround by Sharpe.
Your Durham is girding up big play, because that really allowed Carolina to move away from Notre Dame when Notre Dame had a chance to really cut into this lead and make it get it down to 10.
Garcia does a good job of faking with the basketball, faking the pass, good back cut, leaves him wide open for a shot.
Wow. How about that strong move from the freshman Day'Ron Sharpe? I can all sit across the way and flip him off the whole game. It would feel like it did when he was a player. Sharpe misses in North Carolina. Let's just call it like it is, John. They looked shot on the way and missed by Jose Perez, a transfer from Gardner-Webb, which is in the state of North Carolina. R.J. Davis into the game for the Tar Heels. Sharpe tips it up. He can't get it to go. And pulled away by foul in the back corner. A lot of contact back there, but now the Heels will retreat.
But to that point, I want to say what Carolina needs to do is just stop and see, right? Just has so much talent out there. But does that talent have chemistry? Can that team with chemistry create rhythm, control the pace of the game to play the game the way they want it played? That's going to be what wins in the NCAA tournament. There's nothing wrong if you're DJ Carton with attacking open space. I think guards want to attack to get to the basket, and they put themselves in a tough situation, but make the defense shift, attack in space, and
we'll show you the ACC tournament seeding depending on who wins what a little bit later on. The seniors have come out of the game now for Carolina, and the big freshman Day'Ron Sharpe into the game, and immediately he has gone to the locker room and has not returned.
That was a very smart play by Caleb Love to drive Matthew Hurt.
Shot clock running down. Sharpe gets a shot up. Out of bounds to Duke. It's their best three-point shooting game of the season. They went 10 for 15 in that game from beyond the arc. Tough turnaround.
Good box out by Brakefield. He's boxing out Armando Bacot.
Oh, what a pass. And Kessler slams it home.
Just a beautiful pass. A number of coaches had told Scott Drew that they felt like, and that's not like everybody's got a ton of experience with it, but they felt like it took a few games. Another great cut by Day'Ron Sharpe, and during the year with fans, whether it was at Baylor or Texas Tech. We've seen it. First time in the ACC, we've seen it, or at least I've seen it, and it's nice to have.
Juan Durham.
We got a shot of Roy Williams earlier, and who he was talking to was actually the ACC preseason player of the year, Garrison Brooks, who was not in the starting lineup. Well, we've already seen more production by Cormac Ryan and the entire Notre Dame backcourt in this game than we saw the entire first half of them against Virginia. They only had 1 point from their what? When they don't even consider touching the rim, that's when they're pure, Dougie Fresh.
Everybody's been pure so far today. Notre Dame as a team 4 for 5 on three-pointers. North Carolina even better.
Yeah, I can't remember which game it was, but he had a 19-point game this year. That is the highest scoring game for a Tar Heel this season. the fact that not one North Carolina Tar Heel has had a 20-point game, the freshman backcourt, R.J. Davis and Caleb Love combined 0 points, 1 assist, 1 turnover.
Davis in the starting lineup for the second half. Sharpe will have a chance for 3, and
I don't get a lot of them right, Dougie Fresh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
2 straight possessions for Sharpe on the interior. Doesn't finish on that one, but you see right to do that. We're not having it. The score is actually tied 32-32. That 3 does not count.
No, Mike Bray's not going to take it off the board. His team back in front. Day'Ron Sharpe misses on the jump.
4 for 6 from beyond the arc. And again, when you have a guy that shoots as many threes as Leschewski does, leading the ACC in field goal percentage, that's strong.
Notre Dame bass. Chris, Mark, Coach Rick, Eric, and some special Tar Heel guests, we're told, will be joining you, providing analysis and reactions throughout the game. Coach Rick, of course, has been known to have a little bit of...
Nate Leschewski is a classic stretch 4. And Leschewski's ability to shoot the 3 keeps North Carolina's bigs out of the paint. And he makes it such a dangerous option for Notre Dame.
With 7 to shoot. Poked out of bounds by Sharpe. Notre Dame will keep it with 5 on the shot clock.
Defensively, in the scouting report, I understand that you want to hedge, but you can't hedge too far. You got to stay close and stay attached to Nate Leschewski, who just knocked down his 5th 3 of the game. And they keep fighting for it on every possession. North Carolina rebounds 40% of their misses. You got to think about that is a lot, and this team is not a very good shooting team. So there are
Boyle down at Montverde. What a dynamo last year.
Absolutely, if not the best high school team ever, one of the best high school teams ever, and you know, and great coach that wears shorts in the middle of winter. How laid back does Mike Bray have to be to rock his shorts on the sideline in the middle of winter?
Yes.
At the Maui Invitational when his team won it a few years back. When you think about it, the Maui Invitational was in Asheville, North Carolina this year. Maybe he was having, his inner Maui is coming out.
5 to shoot. Goodwin's pass taken away. Here come the Tar Heels, and there goes once again Day'Ron Sharpe for 2 more.
And you know, one thing that we've seen, Day'Ron cutting to the basket, and a nice cut. The beautiful find from Durham and the easy finish for Jogo, and that's a problem for Roy Williams. It can't be that simple.
They're not a good 3-point shooting team, just under 31%. Kessler in the game early, and he had a nice feed underneath, and the bucket.
And what he does, he reminds you of what Syracuse has looked like forever, what they're supposed to look like at the top of that zone is Day'Ron Sharpe goes over the top for an easy bucket. Burke was just talking to me. See, if Fonz would have been talking to you.
If Syracuse could box out like Seth did on LaFonso, that cut in, this might be a more competitive game. But still, you can see by that stat line, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 4 rebounds, but also the 3 fouls. Carolina's woes from beyond the arc continue. They are 290th in the country out of 3.
They may actually be under that team now after tonight.
Davis missed another 3. Run down by Sharpe.
He went from a red shirt to not getting a ton of minutes to now in his 4th year in the program, one of the real leaders for FSU.
And one of the things we've talked about a lot today, though.
Calhoun gives it to Gray. Blocked by Walker Kessler. Andrew Platek and Anthony Harris.
Careful to mention Magic Johnson and Scotty Barnes in the same sentence, saying that Scotty was watching Magic Johnson highlights. He's watched him on Instagram. He's studied his game, etc., and would love to.
And this continues the trend of slow starts for the Heels.
Yes, really struggled early on.
Sharpe, big body through the bump. Sharpe sticks with it.
Woo! Love his impact. Aggressive area.
Isaiah Jackson still on the Kentucky bench with 2 personal fouls. He had the first bucket, and now Sharpe steps out, boarded by Mintz.
A little bit of a settle.
Leaky Black looking to the post for Sharpe. Sharpe wants it. Now back in it. He draws 2. Jackson gets the block. And then a foul committed by on the year.
Well, they do a nice job positioning on the low post.
Sharpe banging with Ware. Gets through, couldn't finish. Mintz, eyes up. Outlet to Boston. Cats on the run. Coaching doubleheader right there. Love misses the wide open 3. Ware goes up for it, and somehow Sharpe rips it away but can't finish. So now Boston attack.
Well, nobody's backing it out and running the offense.
So give it to Sharpe, and 1.
Once again, the pressure of running the floor.
Black attacking Clark. Step back.
Look at this rebound. And
And
foul.
a foul. Too much on the offensive glass.
But even if they don't come out with more points than North Carolina does,
Before the game, Walker was kind of the key to them playing well. It looks like he's got his confidence, and UNC is going to have to contain him. If he gets any hotter than he does, they're going to have their hands full.
Play Tech able to knock down the jumper from.
Again, being coached by the ACC Coach of the Year this year, Mike Young. Big to big, and we have really seen the bigs of Carolina. God, after he was not really noticeable that often in the first half. He's been huge here in the second half. Deep one, Davis, yes!
Really well done to handle that double team.
Lead in the break. Eventually, Walton misses a great look for a three.
Good pass.
Boy, you saw some skills. Baycott leading the break. Sharpe weeks, and again with Garrison and Brooks unable to go, it seems, tonight because of the ankle injury. Kessler's minutes will increase. Seventh offensive rebound of the game already for Carolina.
The rebound was
The Tech game. It's hard to keep track, but they had a COVID cancellation, so Marquette comes down to Chapel Hill and beats them. Then Carolina beats Florida State, only to turn around and lose at Syracuse. And then they led wire to wire.
On the other side, guys for UNC said he knew coming in that they would have a size and depth advantage even without Garrison Brooks. Really pleased with the way they've been able to take advantage of that in the first half. They have to continue to do it on both ends of the court.
Apparently they only began recording offensive rebounds. These kinds of records were told in 1985. Andrew Platek getting in on the action.
Sharp pass, my goodness.
And Baycott just with enough strength to rip right through the foul.
Alert and aware, watching the basketball, keeping your man away from the three-point line in. And that doesn't end up in the hands of Marquette.
Sharpe made Carton pick up his dribble. That was a good play.
Reach in, too, by Leaky Black. Without coming off his man, he's able to impact that play with a good reach. Good pass.
Big to big, over the top, Sharpe to Baycott.
That's just too difficult.
The Heels back to within 4.
That's Notre Dame basketball. Drive and kick, find the open man, unable to finish it. But Mike Brey loves that offensive possession right there. Prentice Hub need him to on the glass, and it's just difficult for him to compete with this side.
There's Kessler inside for a dunk. Before we get too far away from the cut-in, we don't have a monitor.
There's their high-low setup. There it is, right away. One big runs to the goal. Sharpe with the release. What a seal in the lane.
How about the touch from Brooker? Sharpe backing in. Kick out. Play tag, big three.
What a great shot for another reason. They really look.
Can the Cats fight back in the last 3:52? The Heels bringing the fight anyway with Baycott.
What this
Pauses, and when they came out of their
last year with 104 assists on the season. Going to come up with a steal here. A little bit of a lazy pass from Sharpe. Tried to go behind his back and nearly gave it up.
Rebounders on this team than last year.
Walker Kessler misses a baseline jumper, and it comes down to Day'Ron Sharpe, but eventually the Seminoles take it away.
I don't think Day'Ron Sharpe wants to be throwing a bounce pass. He had 6 assists in the game against Notre Dame. He's a good passing big man. Well, then he turns it over. It's a good idea, though. Yeah. I didn't know announcer turn down that screen and take it baseline.
Sharpe, and that'll be an offensive foul.
But I don't think there's any reason to believe that he's not going to play as soon as possible. And not a very good pass there by Day'Ron Sharpe. And to Allison Williams' point, you know, it's I think there's Ryan again knocking it away. And he didn't come over to double team. He came over to steal it for the trees.
Caleb Love. And another rebound this time for Sharpe, but he throws it away.
Yeah, Ryan was there, but just mistimed his jump.
Kane and Marquette is playing very well right out of the game. They've been struggling with the exception of those Butler games, although Wojciechowski said it was their most complete game of the season. In the last win against... Oh, man. Here's Sharpe, double team coming, and they force the turnover. Marquette, 2-on-2. Elliott takes it right at Walton.
It's looking like a snowman there. It's got 8, but he's the number of turnovers. Yep. It's been remarkable. Now wow. Turnabout's fair play. You got to turn and face. Day'Ron Sharpe didn't face the defense there.
Nobody even had time to really scout each other on this, but North Carolina does a great job on back-to-back defensive possessions.
Carolina took it away and then gave it up. Here comes Prentice Hutt, 2-on-1 for the Irish if they hurt. Gives it to Brooks. Inside they go. Playing big to big, but Day'Ron Sharpe missed it. Carolina continues the possession. Bring it back out front to Black. Pull up from 14. Well short.
Well, Garrison Brooks, we talked about him not being a starter, but he was going to find his way into the lineup, and this time he finds 3. When your bigs are doing what North Carolina's bigs are doing, why shoot that shot so early in the clock? Not give Brooks, give Sharpe an opportunity in the painted area.
Boeheim.
Week for the Blue Devils at Georgia Tech and then at UNC. And both teams in the mix for the NCAA tournament.
Guerrier doing some work.
8 former Seminoles currently on NBA rosters. That's the most in program history, including the 3 off of last year's team. He has built this program to the point where not only does it contend a projected lottery pick this year, and we will have NBA draft expert Mike Schmidt of ESPN join us in the second half to talk about where he stands. But he's not the only NBA prospect on the Seminole Center.
Right, Dougie Fresh, I'm sure you saw the graphic that our great producers and directors just flashed on the screen right now that Florida State has 14 points already.
About low taxes than tall buildings. If quality of life feels like an oxymoron. If home is the most important word in work-from-home policy, Ohio is for you. With our business-friendly
camp counselor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was. There's a great picture of Michael Jordan and Pete Gillen together at 5-star.
He donated his money at Mass, I'm sure. We'll take you down with a dribble and not.
17 to shoot, inbound Sharpe.
Nice
Sharpe,
spin
what
out.
a spin, but then a nice recovery by the Cats defensively. Looked like Fletcher poked it away.
I think you're right. Pretty good.
What Malik does for them offensively, but more so
Huskies have done a good job on the rebounding off of missed shots from Carolina. Have given up just one offensive rebound so far.
That really helped them there. But yeah, back to what you're talking about, the cancellations with COVID and kind of the unpredictability of trying to schedule games. I think you said it's kind of like a tournament.
So they're very hopeful that they'll be able to test for 7 straight days negative and then play in the NCAA tournament. And have had layups out of them.
Jay, the freshmen have scored 23 of the 25 points.
Virginia Tech to attack the paint without the resistance of having those big guys at the rim.
Aluma. Beatty baseline.
Looked like a foul.
Mutz. Boy, he
slides underneath a driver. Somebody's won a path to the basket. Those are the ones that are infuriating.
Why'd you look at me when you said talking head? Swarm Leshevsky. Goodwin for 3. Well short.
Did you know that Dr. James Naismith played lacrosse?
I did not.
In Canada.
Well, did you know that lacrosse? I better finish this next.
But you cannot move him. Day'Ron Sharpe is a load, man.
A little bit strong. ACCChampHub.com. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, Allison Williams with you here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
You just see he's developing feel. His instincts are better, and that means he has to think a little less on the basketball court. And if you're thinking less, you're better off.
Well, he's the best offensive rebounder in the country by a player at Georgia. So too is his uncle, Alec Kessler, who played in the NBA. Step through from Carton. He gets another opportunity. Sharpe rejects it. Here's Elliott again.
Feeling as if Carolina's about to make a run and come back and take over this basketball game. They were just light knocks, as if they're telling you that your trash cans are...
To a wide open shooter, R.J. Davis, you don't mind that, but I really appreciate the fact that he went up strong with the second one, drawing the foul. And you talked about it. We had a conversation with Roy to get Nate Leshevsky moving in space to get him opportunities. And North Carolina, I think they're going to do more of the same. Throw the basketball inside, allow their big guys to be able to tie. They are going to have an advantage over most teams when it comes to their interior. And so instead of trying to shoot threes and battle Notre Dame from the exterior, they're going to create a tremendous amount of development, around the basket as far as his scoring is concerned.
Commonly accepted, but going with shorts on January 2nd, I don't think it's ever been done before.
Well, Mike Ray became popular. I mean, he was always, I need a pair of ones that Steve Robinson has on. I need a pair of the 2s that Coach Williams has on. And I saw them wearing.
Aggressive. Likes to bounce it to footwork.
Ends a Kentucky run. Mintz gets another one started.
Well, in the second half, they have outscored North Carolina Central by 10 points, right around their average. Here's Fennell for 3.
They got to make sure they come up with defensive stops.
Playtech's not a scorer, but he's definitely played very well tonight.
Carolina has done a good job of limiting that guy right there, Walker, who had 21 in the first half. That was just his second field
points the night before in 11 minutes against the Irish. Walker challenged by Sharpe, still Florida State ball, and Walker's looking around from one official to the corner there, but Mike Trout grew up in Millville, New Jersey, known as the Millville Meteor.
Oh, what a pass. That Day'Ron Sharpe makes in the lane. It shows his mobility. It's just not a good move. That is a good move.
That's an excellent move.
Wow.
Offensive rebounds, you think they're going to be able to capitalize, but they haven't been able to do so, and that's a credit to Marquette staying on top of them. Even though North Carolina gets the rebound, they're on top of them right as they get the basketball.
Theo John and Jamal Cain have gotten in a little bit of foul trouble. A little step through from Carton. He gets another opportunity. Sharpe rejects it.
Carolina would move up to the 6. Virginia, by virtue of its win today over Louisville, and Florida State losing to Notre Dame. Congratulations to Tony Bennett and the Virginia. Wendell Moore Jr. has been playing some really good basketball. Did not have a good start to the season, or at least in the month of December, but he's been coming on very well the last several weeks. Again, a good challenge.
Hey, Dougie Fresh, I'm sure you saw the graphic that our great producers and directors just flashed on the screen right now, that Florida State has 14 points already off of a...
Williams blocked the shot.
But you see Malik Williams and his effectiveness early in the game on the defensive end of the floor, and it's just more so about position defense and recognizing that transfer year, and it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the people that he's leaving. That was none of that at Radford. Of course, he would have been spectacular at Radford this year, but you know, he wanted to challenge himself and has done just that.
Perimeter. Playtech inside, and it's stripped away. Here comes Kaiser. That was a tough pass. Kaiser all the way to the hoop, and that shot was altered by Sharpe. It's going to be out of
get a better shot if you're North Carolina.
Switch. Trice against Sharpe. Trice, the J. Oh, he's got it.
Like you said, end of the season, but and returning everyone from last season's team that shared the Big Ten title as once again.
Outstanding defense, pressure, switching of Florida State.
Let's see how they do without Barnes, who did go to the bench. Boy, Koprivica.
Games. He had a couple against Duke and then wound up hitting 4 of 4 against Miami down at Coral Gables. He had 16 points. You cannot move him. Day'Ron Sharpe is a load, man.
A little bit strong.
Again, knocking it away. And he didn't come over to double team. He came over to steal it.
Goodwin drives. Another rejection. Ryan.
Jowski's team, we don't expect to be able to see him tonight. But since that victory against Creighton, they've gone 5-10. A lot of the games have been close, so they did.
Get your feet ready, and if anything, get yourself ready before the ball gets there.
Jose Perez, little pump fake on Sharpe, and Jose.
Second foul on Davis. So Davis for the Heels and Jackson for the Wildcats. Both pretty. Too early personal.
Score, but he's definitely played very well tonight.
Carolina has done a good job of limiting that guy right there, Walker.
Outstanding defense, pressure, switching of Florida State.
Let's see how they do without Barnes, who did go to the bench. Boy, Koprivica in 11 minutes against the Irish. Walker challenged by Sharpe, still Florida State.
With their defensive improvement from the start of the year.
Mutz going to work on Sharpe. Holy cow! Different story here in the second half for Sharpe and Bacot. Mutz trying to drive Sharpe, and he will.
They got spin that Day'Ron Sharpe makes in the lane. It shows his mobility. It's just not a good move. That is a good move.
That's an excellent.
Wow. Games. He had a couple against Duke, and then wound up hitting 4 of 4 against Miami down at Coral Gables. He had 16 points.
Out and said it's over, and they awarded the Seminoles the championship by virtue of being the regular season champions. And we've seen a year.
It's a rhythm game, and you know, you have to establish your rhythm and disrupt your opponents. Great pass, my goodness. Again, knocking it away. And he didn't come over to double team. He came over to steal it.
Goodwin drives. Another rejection. Ryan.
Jowski's team, we don't expect to be able to see him tonight. But since that victory against Creighton, they've gone 5-10. A lot of the games have been close, so they did. Garcia's drawn Sharpe away from the basket where you'd think he'd have an advantage. Sharpe's a very good driver and a terrific.
Get your feet ready, and if anything, get yourself ready before the ball gets there.
Jose Perez, little pump fake on Sharpe, and Jose.
5-0 lead, but since then it's been all Florida State as they've gotten settled, and a lot of that had to do with Scotty Barnes checking into the game. A person who is about what happens to the young men that he coaches well beyond the basketball court. It's solely about what type of people do they become.
The bounds, Carolina will keep.
You know, and ACC this year, and that's going to be the best matchup to see who will get into the tournament or will both those teams be able to make it in there? Mike Schmidt saying that he may be on that radar to go this year as Kerwin Walton knocks down the three.
Askew attacks, and that's a travel, so Kentucky. Askew nearly walks. Topping off the bounce pass, Sharpe all the way, misses the hammer dunk, but.
And it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the people that he's leaving. There was none of that at Radford. Of course, he would have been spectacular at Radford this year, but.
And that's one of those things where if there's fans in the stand and they're making a lot of noise, maybe they don't hear them.
Nice move by Mud. Shot clock down to 8. Hanging off the glass in the check inside, and it's stripped away. Here comes Kaiser.
That was tough pass.
Kaiser all the way to the hoop, and that shot was.
North Carolina Central play against the set half-court man-to-man defense, and they've struggled a little bit.
Fennell in the paint, has it blocked by Kessler.
It's in a transition opportunity for North Carolina.
Now a 7-point Tar Heel lead. Melvin all the way to the hoop. Pretty move.
Got a couple of steals as well.
Nice runner off.
How about going inside to Garrison Brooks? Three-point line, not the strength of his game, nor should it be.
The first half hasn't got anything going in the second half. How can we re-involve him, make him the focal point of the offense to generate some points?
7 in the second half, 18 in the ball game. Boeheim is scoreless in this second half. They've got 36 of the Oranges, 58. Play tag missed on the
through him, and because he was commanding the attention he was making the pass that led to a scoring pass that started getting us talking about the good.
17-7 for Garrison tonight.
To get back into this game, we talked about Pitt being a better second half team, but right now North Carolina has brought the same level of energy and effort as they shot.
Nice touch pass into the.
Perfect. I mean, the 6'8" redshirt junior from Fort Lauderdale, he does it all. He can handle it, goes to the glass on every possession. I mean, he's their leading rebounder. Also, one of those win streaks, and that was the North Carolina win streak of 19 from 82 to 85. Had I not been playing for Duke, I think that might have been.
Miss. Loose ball belongs to Carolina.
Carolina needs to look inside here.
5% from the field.
Yeah, that number you said about field goal defense, next to last in the ACC for the Wolfpack.
That for years and years and years. Mickey Mantle was my favorite player, and but I grew up in the area of Mickey Mantle and Hank.
See how that translates for Garrison Brooks. Usher against two defenders. It'll drop, and he's gone.
Been productive, and Brooks had that blocked. Wolfpack on a 3-on-3 chance. Sebron rejected.
Carolina, they had 8 total turnovers against Notre Dame. They got 8 already in this game.
Runner off the glass.
Against Notre Dame. By the way, he's doing fairly well now with the Orlando Magic.
The runner in the paint.
State will not be Cupcake City.
Nope.
I love their running back, Sermon. And we'll know the status of Fields. Tennessee at Tennessee, and then today they put the hurt on Florida, the Gators.
Yeah, they're up 20 in the final minute against the Gators right now. Garrison Brooks is back.
Clemson is out rebounding North Carolina. North Carolina, one of the best rebounding teams in the country, and Clemson is typically out rebounded by its opponent. Up for a high school basketball season, graduated early, thrown right into the ACC.
That he brings to this team, certainly they want to see him healthy.
Right to the rack. Big deal on an SUV. Now is the time to check out Honda, because for the first time ever, Honda is offering well-qualified buyers.
Good to see that for Dayron.
Factor, giving a little spark to the team.
Yeah, Playtech's had up and down games, and I think he's a better player than what he's actually shown at times.
He's just under 16 minutes a game and 5.5 points. He's got 9 points in just 7 minutes so far tonight. Almost a travel.
But he's definitely played very well tonight.
Carolina has done a good job of limiting that guy right there, Walker.
Okay, well.
Not if you had played, they wouldn't have, right? Another shot clock violation by the top.
For UNC, it's good to see some of their freshmen out there getting some minutes, especially Kessler could provide like a...
It's an 11 minutes against the Irish. Walker challenged by Sharpe, still Florida State. So easily tipped it to himself, Koprivica did. Calhoun. And Koprivica puts it back in. Williams, in their interview at the end of the first half, he said there's still 20 minutes to go. And, quote, we'll have to play better in the second half than we did in the first time for Sharpe. Barnes all alone right now. He's going to try to take it the distance, and he draws the foul.
He did a very good job, Kerwin Walton did, of running the floor and getting into position.
Boy, Mutz. 10 seconds. Radford around Baycott. Radford is fouled. And finally, the Irish come up with it somehow. Boy, that was a scrum.
Then there wouldn't be any weak side help waiting on him, and just made a nice spin move showing those terrific feet.
Durham on the follow night. So it was the Thursday morning a year ago when everything came to a screeching halt. You and I were standing on the court.
You know, it's I think methodical is such a great way to put it, that Notre Dame, you know, they can put points on the board. The scoring's not going to...
You think they're going to be able to capitalize, but they haven't been able to do so, and that's a credit to Marquette staying on top of that. Even though North Carolina gets the rebound, they're on
shooters. You'll find Roy Williams says he thinks he was the best shooter in high school basketball last year coming out. And uncharacteristic for him to miss some of these, but just the second three ball of the night for the Heels, and the lead is 10. That's a tough place to inbound it. Marquette somehow lives to tell about it. Jamal Cain gets it in the front court.
Penetrated beyond the top of the key in this possession. They're down to 4 seconds on the clock.
Williams rolls, hangs too strong, gets it back.
Out Armando Baycott, who had an opportunity to go after that rebound, but Brakefield just took his legs out from under him.
Wow, Stewart with some juniors been playing some really good basketball. Did not have a good start to the season, or at least in the month of December, but he's been coming on very well before it ends. This is his senior night. Let him get an ovation, such as it is from the 3,000 or so, but he deserves that after the 4 years.
Williams blocked the shot.
But you see Malik Williams in his effectiveness early in the game on the defensive end of the floor. And being that you started talking so well about him, you made him miss a shot, Dougie Fresh.
My bad. Bench for the freshman from Greenville.
You said that? I really got to start listening to you. I got to start listening to you more.
We're all #1 seeds, and I think if Michigan were to lose on the road at #4, maybe the teams switch positions. But
if I did, and if I gave shout-outs, I would have to give a shout-out to my brothers, Juwan Howard and Howard Isley, who I'm assuming, and it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the people that he's leaving. There was none of that at Radford. Of course, he would have been spectacular at Radford this year, but
shoot the three. Nice coming out the floor. Good help defense.
Feel like the younger teams have been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. Didn't really have a summer. Didn't get to know each other all that well. Ranked. Mike Krzyzewski was 13. Roy Williams was 9. The Beatles weren't even
for either one, and that's been an area of concern all season long. On the season, the Tar Heels come into this game still with more today. Was about the fact that, you know, had his team grown up in an area where they can handle that level of prosperity, to see that from Champagny, of course, but also from Xavier Johnson, Audi's Tony. These are their three guys. The trio averages more points per game than any three players in
Carolina, with 18 second chance points in this game, Corey.
And although Booz, just like Jeff Capel, can't really love anything that is
17 and 7 for Garrison tonight.
I would not block your shot like that.
Assuming you could.
This is true. As you mentioned, Pittsburgh has had a revitalization under Jeff Capel, and right now playing very good basketball. But as you move forward, I mean, shock. But I mean, Justin Champagnie is playing, in my opinion, heads over heels better than anyone in the league right now. I mean, when you consider, it seems to be every time you turn around, he's putting up like a
reclassified to be able to join this Tiger team early. Chase Hunter's also checked in. That's him, number 3, and they're up 38-27. Alex Hemingway, who had a dunk right out of the gate, getting start tonight, his 4th. Here's Sims, who's been
According to J.D. Power on 2020 models, or shine your brightest with an iconic Cadillac SUV or sedan, and make every drive.
By the trainer, he's being very cautious in Harris's minutes because he doesn't want to have a situation where he's looking down.
Huskies have done a good job on the rebounding off of missed shots from Carolina. Have given up just 1 offensive rebound so far.
15, 20 minutes working on shots you take in the game, hook shots, working one-on-one, whatever. You can get a lot of good work in. Score, but he's definitely played very well tonight.
Carolina has done a good job of limiting that guy right there, Walker.
11 minutes against the Irish. Walker. Challenged by Sharpe, still Florida State.
Blew it dead because they wanted to look at the shot clock. Yep. And he's like, really?
Radford with a step back. Nicely different story here in the second half for Sharpe and Bacot. Mutz trying to drive Sharpe, and he will.
They got getting stopped. That was Leaky Black who got back cut on that possession. He needs for Leaky Black to be a better defender. He's talked about that a lot this season. A person who is about what happens to the young men that he coaches well beyond the basketball court. It's solely about what type of people do they become. Mike Schmidt saying that he may be on that radar to go this year as Kerwin Walton knocks down the 3. Chris Mack prepare his group for what the task they've had ahead of them today.
David Johnson uses the screen on the pick and roll. Easy 2 layup.
His guard play is the big question for North Carolina has been up and down play on the perimeter. And it's very tough to win big.
How about going inside to Harrison Brooks? 3-point line, not the strength of his game, nor should it be. Mondo Bacot getting all 6 points here. We've got a real game, and it looks as if Texas thinks that this game is over. This is a partial.
It's a 56-54 lead for Texas. Roy Williams, the Asheville native, hoping to win in his hometown as that 3 is no good for Texas.
Transition, shake and bake, dial a move, find your way to the hoop, deliver. 3 defenders and nobody could do a thing. That's okay.
You think it was a travel though?
If it indeed happened. Just don't saddle these fine young men with fast
follow-up on cue. We talked about Day'Ron Sharpe, and he delivers right on cue. He must know that the notorious D.O.B. is on the call.
17-7 for Garrison tonight.
To get back into this game, we talked about Pitt being a better second-half team, but right now North Carolina has brought the same level of energy and effort as they.
Or Carolina will be able to pick apart that Florida State defense.
Sharpe's had a couple of monster games recently, including 1 shot. Nice touch pass into the. Knocks down to 3, and it's a 5-point game.
Carolina has been so much more efficient with Anthony Harris on the floor. He's made some shots, and his passing one of those win streaks, and that was the North Carolina win streak of 19 from 82 to 85. Had I not been playing for Duke, I think that might have been.
Miss. Loose ball belongs to Carolina.
Carolina needs to look inside here.
By Caleb Love, as NC State now only has 10 seconds to try to get a quality look.
Tough runner by Hammer and Hank has reached lots of people, and as you allude to, Corey, for black folks and for the black community, he meant even that much more.
Where Carolina overwhelms you. Line changes, wholesale style with their front line.
Bates, shot fake and a score. Well down there in Ann Arbor.
Timberlake gives it up. This is Matt Cross, a freshman from Beverly, Massachusetts. A terrific pass.
Clemson is out rebounding North Carolina. North Carolina, one of the best rebounding teams in the country, and Clemson is typically out rebounded by his opponent.
With 46 coming into this game, make that 47 offensive rebounds after that one right there. That he brings to this team, certainly they want to see him healthy.
Right to the rack.
Big deal on an SUV. Now is the time to check out Honda. Because for the first time ever, Honda is offering well-qualified buyers.
Tucker on the drive.
Having their way down low underneath the basket.
It's a 14-0 Tar Heel run. Jasper looking to end that in
determining how far North Carolina goes.
5 seconds to shoot.
Good matchup, Gray and Brooks. Nice kick. Walker from the corner misses the three. Sharpe the rebound.
Andrew Platek has some guts to stand in front of Raekwon Paint, because Florida State is doing a good job of attacking the lane and collapsing that defense.
Barnes way short on the threes, just a 27% three-point shooter.
That's the next step for him, is to play if he wants to keep him out.
Yeah,
he's coming back in
here
now.
Here it comes. Yeah, Barnes had a game-winning drive against Indiana and an overtime forcing driving layup against Wake. Got the ACC Player of the Year, by the way, and Moses Wright, who did not have his best game today. But this is a really interesting team in Georgia Tech. They're going to the tournament. But for the Yellow Jackets, what an opportunity against the #1 seed Virginia tomorrow.
Yeah.
Aline again. Rebound Sharpe.
That was an open shot, but I still think that
he was having an extraordinary season. Still had a very good year, much improved from last year, but kind of cooled off, Jay, in the last few weeks.
Yeah, and he's really improved, I think, from last year to this.
The Irish come up with it somehow. Boy, that was a scrum. Boy, Notre Dame just, between giving up all the offense.
Came over to steal it.
Goodwin drives, another rejection. Ryan runs it down, but can't finish.
Can't see the basket for the trees.
And look at how Walker Kessler has come on. Look at how productive, how efficient. 13 minutes a game, less than 13 minutes a game, and scoring almost 10 points per game over that stretch.
Capitalize, but they haven't been able to do so, and that's a credit to Marquette staying on top of them. Even though North Carolina gets the rebound, they're on top of them right as they get the basketball. Blocked by Sharpe. Get beat in the paint. So far, so good for Marquette.
Another three on the way is no good. Sharpe, another rebound for the Tar Heels. North Carolina has missed its first 5 threes. Aaron Sharpe checks back in, chases down the rebound, though Theo John made him work for the Bulldogs.
He also knows about North Carolina, which means he's getting up for this game.
McEwen had to fire one up to beat the shot clock. Tar Heel the layup.
I don't know how Garcia gets that open in transition. Communicate. Play with a sense of urgency. But Jamie Johnson didn't buy into that as much, whereas the rest of the guys may have bought into it more. It's something you have to accept at some point if you want to be competitive. Kansas has done it, and I think that's why they're back in the conversation as well.
No, Walton got that foul at second. Anthony Harris will come in for him, John. It's like just as one team starts to get it going a little bit, they've handled the ball as if it's
long. Good closeout by Walton on Stewart, forces him into a tough shot, and the rebound down to the heels.
Nice reach in, too, by Leaky Black. Without coming off his man, he's able to impact. They could play 5-on-5 with ease.
Jeremy Roach with a big man on him. Sharpe on a switch, kicks it into the corner for Stewart. And this lineup right now for Duke or stable.
Carolina getting a post touch and one-on-one in the post. No second shots at all for Duke. Carolina hadn't needed too many because they haven't missed a ton of shots.
Syracuse 9-1. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to get that in the first sentence, because it was going to be so important to this game talking with Jerry McNamara beforehand, asked him, hey, what do you guys...
Tonight with a minute and a half to go.
Deshaun, it goes back to your point. When your bigs are doing what North Carolina's bigs are doing, why shoot that shot so early in the clock? Not give Brooks, give Sharpe an opportunity. In 2 big games this week for the Blue Devils, at Georgia Tech and then at UNC. And both teams in the mix for the NCAA tournament.
Gary, a perimeter shooting Florida State team. He is at 48% on the year. Plenty of room on that left wing, misfiring.
And once again, this is
over the double team. No, Kessler crashes the glass.
And Kessler making a difference on both ends of the floor. The block shot on one end, the offensive rebound put back on the other end of the floor. Walker Kessler, fresh. I'm sure you saw the graphic that our great producers and directors just flashed on the screen right now that Florida State has 14 points already off of 11 North Carolina.